Hey everyone, what's going on? It's your boy Krebsy Crypto, and for today's video, we're taking a look at this news article that's about Canada's Wealthsimple aims for real-world cryptocurrency use as it looks beyond trading. So if you don't know, Wealthsimple in Canada is like one of the top trading brokers that we use for on phones for apps and just any form of mobile device. You can use it and you can trade stocks, crypto, but it's one of the biggest stockbrokers for person use, like for everyday person. So someone like me and someone like that lives down the street, everyday people use this app, and it's one of the bigger apps in Canada. So it's good to see that they're looking at using cryptocurrency as a real world use, because we have not really seen that at all in Canada. So it's going to be a big step forward for the crypto world. Canadian online brokerage Wealthsimple wants to chart a future enabling the real-world use of cryptocurrencies rather than facilitating trading, but is likely to face unexpected costs and uncertain regulatory terrain along the way. So Wealthsimple kind of wants to jump outside the original brokerage radius. They want to actually enable it so you can use to the cryptocurrency in real world uses. So for example, I'm not going to say what they're going to do because I don't really have an idea, but just my guesses would be stuff like bills, groceries, just everyday things. And it would be really good to see, because that's the original use case of crypto, was meant to be an alternative to fiat currency and to be able to use it in the real world, like I said, as an alternative. So I can go ahead and say, instead of using my Canadian dollar, I want to use the crypto I mined to go ahead and pay my bills. It's just right now with a lot of the hype in crypto, people are caught up in the percentage and trying to get gains on the crypto. People don't actually look at the real use case and the original use of crypto. Everyone's just worried about getting the gains, getting the money. Well, not everyone, but a lot of the hype crowd. And then this next part just talks about what I said at the start. They're just a stock trading platform, and they currently have 15 billion Canadian dollars, so 11.9 billion, I believe, in American in assets. It added cryptocurrency trading in August 2020. It started with Bitcoin and Ethereum and has since added a lot more coins since then. So it originally started with just the two main ones, Bitcoin and Ethereum. They kind of tested the playing field across Canada, and since it's gained popularity and actually has had use, they've added more coins, just not a bunch of hype coins or spam coins, actual use case coins, and hosted wallets and inward transfer capabilities, and has said it intends to enable withdrawals, because that's the only thing right now. You can't if I go and buy on Wealthsimple, I can't go and withdraw it to an external wallet, but it is an option they are working on. It's even on the app. It's just coming soon. So it's things they are advancing on. Like I said, being in Canada, we are a little behind with technology and other things. Other countries usually get ahead of us, and then we finally step in and get the job done. It just takes us a little bit longer, that's all. Wealthsimple's first mover advantage in crypto has helped it break into a narrow slice of Canada's financial industry, not dominated by the big six banks. Now, if you're outside of Canada, you might be wondering, what's it mean by the big six banks? Well, in Canada, when it comes to the banking, the cell phone industry, and a few other things, there's the big main guys. So the big six in the banks would be RBC, TD, BMO, those big banks. They mainly dominate the financial industry, and even when it comes to crypto, they have rejected a lot of this stuff because they know it's going to impact the banks, either it be positive or negative. They just don't want to dip their toes into the crypto. So Wealthsimple being this first brokerage to kind of break into crypto before the big banks, even before TD and these other banks, it kind of gives them an advantage. And the big banks don't really like that. It's kind of like the cell phone industry. We have Rogers, Telus, and Bell. We have the big three, and then they're subpar companies, but they don't allow American companies to come in and offer lower prices, because in Canada we have a very contracted I forget the wording for it, a contracted financial industry and mobile industry. It's all dominated by government and certain companies like Rogers, Bell, things like that. I know it's kind of off topic, but I'm just kind of giving you a summary of what it means by the big six, because we have just big dominance in Canada when it comes to certain industries, which is not always a good thing, because government and the banks just control everything. So it's good to see that Wealthsimple stepping outside that box and boundary and saying, you know what, we want to allow cryptocurrency to be used in Canada as an alternative to fiat in the big banks. We understand that part of the appeal of this asset class is to use that asset, not simply just to invest in them or speculate on them. So we're going to support that. Wealthsimple's chief legal officer, Blair Wiley said in an interview. I think that's how you say it. Sorry if I botched that name. We're looking at it and how we can become more nimble, more connected to public blockchains as a key strategic priority. So this touches on what I was saying just a little bit earlier. They're looking at just actually using the asset, not just simply investing it in it or speculating on it, because that's a lot what's going on. Everyone's like, I'm going to invest in this, and then hopefully I'm going to get rich. I'm going to buy this and pump this up and that. So it's good to see like a company say, you know what, we're listening to like the original purpose of crypto and we want to bring it to a use case instead of sitting here focusing on adding all these pump and dump coins, you can say, and trying to expand their exchange with a bunch of useless coins. They're looking at ones that actually have use case so they could be used in the real world, not simply just to invest or speculate or hope you get gains. You know, there's actual purpose behind cryptocurrency, and it's great that like the chief legal officer sees that and other people in the Wealthsimple head office. He declined to provide a time frame for achieving this or the investment needed to expand the crypto capabilities of Wealthsimple. It's 43% owned by Power Corp of Canada. So obviously with crypto and stocks and trading, government's always going to have like a part or say. So that's why I bring up it's still owned by like a Power Corp of Canada. So obviously something tied with government. I would assume just being the Power Corp of Canada. But it's still good to see, even if it is something tied with the government, them expanding to allow real use cryptocurrency. And the reason he declined to provide a time frame, because like I already know, just being in Canada, it's going to be a while and a long legal battle and just legalities to be able to bring crypto to the real use, because the big banks are going to put up a huge fuss and there's going to be liabilities, legalities, we could go on, right? There's a lot of things that we have to incorporate because this really hasn't been done too much in Canada. So cryptocurrencies uses include an alternative to fiat currencies, as I was saying, and for fund transfers without, I believe that's intermediaries or transfer fees. So like the transfer fees aren't crazy with cryptocurrencies, and the use of smart contracts which self-execute when stated terms are met. So with like the cryptocurrency and smart contracts, it doesn't just allow it to be like a fiat. You can actually enable things with the smart contracts. So say if a company decides to use cryptocurrency, they can use a smart contract and give you like a benefit for using like the cryptocurrency. I believe that's like part of smart contracts. There's a lot of like technology still coming out with smart contracts. A lot of this is still being adapted and trying to like be worked. Companies from Tesla Inc. to PayPal Holdings have started accepting them, but speculation and trading remains by far the most popular use. So these big companies like Tesla and PayPal allow like cryptocurrencies to be accepted, but the main focus is still on speculation and trading and what ifs and all this. But people forget the main use of crypto was meant to be an alternative to fiat and not just to make you rich and things like that. So it's good to see Wealthsimple trying to break that boundary and try to really push this focus on the real world use case for crypto. So there is a little more that you can read just like legal wise on this article. If you scroll down to the bottom, it goes in depth with like how this is going to be processed and things like that. So if you want to take a look at this article, I'll post a link in the description. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this article. I just wanted to briefly go over like what Wealthsimple's plan is and how they're going to incorporate the real world use of cryptocurrency. Because like I said, it's just a great thing for the crypto community in general, but also a great thing for people in Canada like myself that are huge into crypto, that mine it and do other things. Because this is going to be a huge alternative if I, let's say, decide I want to use my mining crypto, the crypto I mined, to go and buy my groceries for the week. And to be able to do that will just save me actual fiat money. Because obviously fiat's still going to be like a dominant presence. I don't see fiat really going away unless it's 10 plus years down the road, 10, 20 years down the road, when the actual governments incorporate their own coins. And when the crypto hype itself kind of calms down and it goes back to like its regular base and regular use. Once things get regulated as well, as much as regulation is a bad thing, it's also going to be a good thing, because then there's going to be more control over it and more focus on the actual use of it. But that's all I got for you guys today. If you did enjoy this news article, make sure to hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, as I bring more news videos to you guys, and I bring tutorials as well. But I hope you all have an amazing day, and this is Krebsy Crypto signing out.